penalty. But someone for that. Let's now welcome the 2023 champion of the world, Michael Smith.
They're having to play the song again, Michael, because you milked the walk-on for an illegal amount of time. And unfortunately, that does mean, by PDC rules, that he will start the match with a two-leg penalty. I don't make the rules. Oh, I think I just did. Ridiculous scenes on the walk-on from Michael Smith, although it has given Joe Cullen even more time to pick up imaginary bits of fluff from the stage floor, something which he does before every big stage game. Keep an eye out for that. He's removed at least 2 bits of fluff from the carpet, and there's nothing there. It's all in his head. Strange goings on here in stage 2. Butlins Minehead for the UK Open as 2 big names, major champions, collide in the very first round they possibly could. This is the magic of the UK Open. I know you've seen all these big names playing each other over and over again in the Premier League and the World Series this year. You haven't seen this one, Joe Cullen. And it's different, this, isn't it? Now that they're meeting in the 4th round, when simultaneously we've got the likes of Benjamin Drew Royce versus Jose de Souza, or Kevin Dutz versus Daniel Closer, and yet we've got Joe Cullen versus Michael Smith. Fascinating tournament, the UK Open. And the winner of this will be amongst the most likely to go on and claim the title, although it is one that has eluded both of them so far in their careers.
Michael Smith has been to the final, whereas Joe has been to the quarter-final before. But this fixture really does tantalise, considering some of the games they've had previously. But their first ever meeting, Dan, was in 2008, that New Kids on the Hockey thing that we reference every now and again. And that was the year that Joe Cullen made his UK Open debut. Do you remember who beat him in his debut campaign? Because he'd already beaten Dennis Smith, who was a bit of a hitter back then.
53.
The winner against Cullen when he played on stage 2, I believe.
I've just looked it up, so
95.
I've spoiled the game, but I wouldn't have got it. Mace the Ace.
And he brings it up a lot.
Chris Mason
41.
doing the punditry on the main stage action this evening for ITV.
Yeah, Joe is an ever-present in the UK Open since his debut, aside from 2014, Because that was a year he didn't qualify.
Yeah, they've changed the rules for the UK Open a few times over the years. And as Cullen eyes up the 164, does he go for it? Oh, he does. He was feeling fruity. But unsuccessful on this occasion. I suppose when your opponent's not even halfway down from 501, you can do what you like. And he does like doing his work on double 8. Double 16, double 8 tends to be where he likes to finish off legs, so double 8 it'll be. Or double 4, which he's rather partial to. Takes the opening leg. But yeah, it used to be they would have what were very similar to Players' Championship events. They'd have half a dozen of them. UK Open qualifiers, and the money won there got you into the UK Open. And depending on how much money you won, put you in the various strata of seeds, entering at round 1, 2, 3 or 4. Even before then, probably back when Joe made his debut, that was when those UK Open qualifiers were held in pubs around various places.
What have you made of Joe's start of the season? Because I know that
96.
December the 30th was a particularly horrible day for him. That game against Luke Humphreys, which was an unbelievable spectacle. But it was just another heart-shattering moment in the career of Cullen, and he's had a few of them.
58.
Yeah, he's had a fair few at Ali
Michael
Pally, to be fair.
167.
Suffered a couple at the hands of Michael Smith. Now, Michael Smith, how fruity are you feeling? Well, we'll never know.
139.
But does leave himself on double 14 in a game that he's going to barrel along. I'll get to your question in a moment, Nico. Is this a decent little tap on the shoulder?
28. Game shot the second leg.
It's a very, very good ending to leg 2 for Michael. Didn't really show up in leg 1, but now he's in the game, and this one can mosey along and be as brilliant as we hope it could be.
Yeah, but to answer your question about Joe Cullen at the start of the year, don't think we can read a great deal into it, to be honest, because he only played 2 of the 4 Pro Tour events. Didn't turn up to the second doubleheader. The first doubleheader, as we know, the conditions were not good. It was freezing cold on the opening day, and even the world #1 and world champion Luke Humphreys found it very difficult to play in. We have not seen him in the Premier League. We've not seen him in the World Series. He has not had to play any Euro Tour qualifiers because he's in them under the new Euro Tour qualification rules. So we've only seen him play 2 Players' Championships where he went out early in not very good conditions, and we saw him play 2 games at the Masters, one where he beat Josh Rock and one where he lost narrowly in a bit of a slog to Darrell Gurney.
94.
So ultimately, I don't think we've got a great deal to go on, have we?
Well, maybe this game is going to fire him up for the next few months, where he could potentially make a little bit of history. Because of the rule changes for the European Tour, it means that he has got a chance of breaking the streak record on the Euro Tour for the most amount of consecutive events played, which is currently owned by Ian White.
40.
I don't know the exact one yet, but by the time we get to Belgium next week, I'll have the answer for you.
140.
Nonchalant last dart cast in there by Michael Smith. Didn't find the mark. Quite neat and tidy stuff so far in this game from these two. Not seeing clusters of missed doubles yet.
You know how Chris Mason always says that styles make fights? Well, these two against each other, it's like watching Eric Morales against Marco Antonio Barrera. They suit each other perfectly.
59.
Well, there have been, look, there have been some one-sided encounters between the pair of them, but there have been some absolute stonking games. And you go back to when Michael Smith won the World Championship. He beat Joe Cullen convincingly in that one. But just before that, when he won the Grand Slam, the prelude to the Worlds, he came through a real battle with Cullen, won it 16-15. And it was sublime from the bully boy at the back end of that game.
I already think this is going deep. I don't think anybody wins this by more than 2 legs.
Well, at the minute,
61.
they're winning legs pretty comfortably. There's been no opportunity to break from either player. And even though that gets Cullen to a finish, you're kind of expecting Smith to take this out and make it 2 apiece. And that's exactly what he does. There's no drama in this game at the minute. It is just whoever throws first is winning the leg, and winning the leg relatively efficiently.
81.
I noticed nobody's talking about Michael Smith's equipment now, that he's had a winning night in the Premier League.
It's hardly ever the darts, is it? I think with something like his first game on telly with these new darts, he'd averaged 107 or something. He can obviously throw them.
It was never the darts with MVG.
No, it's very rarely the darts with Peter Wright. It's the person throwing them. And Joe Cullen has had a change of darts over the last year or so. They've never been drastically changed.
If anything, when he moved to Winmore, he got better because that micro scallop that was put in the middle of his darts, it gave him that extra little bit of comfort. And he has used the same sort of equipment ever since. He's got a different type of dart that he could use with a slightly more aggressive middle, but he decides to stay with the slightly smoother version.
97.
And he hasn't changed a thing in the last year. However, he was the highest ranked player last year not to win a tournament.
26. Michael, you require 180.
Well, darts at double missed. Michael Smith went for the treble 16. I thought that might 55. Be an option and then go for the bullseye.
Joe, you require 16.
He does give himself options, Michael Smith.
Game
but doesn't get a dart for the leg, and once again the player thrown first takes the leg.
Game on.
I think both are setting their stall out for a long one here. But there are games that didn't have to go that long that have been completed. Ryan Meikle, who he was saying earlier, Dan, he hasn't had the greatest start of the season, but he is in the hat. Beat Brett Clayton by 10 legs to 6. Is this the assault on the Michael Smith throw coming from Cullen? Is he warm enough? Is he sharp enough to put Smith on the back foot towards the second half of the first session?
They have met at the UK Open before as well. Another game went to a last leg decider in a first to 10 format. So look, these two have played each other. So it's their 25th meeting, and it's over years and years and years. But some of them have been very high profile, long format games, and they've been incredibly close.
There's going to be another 25 at least. But if you think that's impressive that they've played 24 completed games and this being their 25th, times that by 4, and that's how many times MVG and Peter Wright have played. But here we go, great answer from Smith. The best way he knows how. The 180s are here in this game, and all of a sudden we're going up a notch.
Now then, best opportunity for a break of throw yet, unless Smith shuts the door, and he cannot follow it into the treble 20, and he's disgusted.
He looked at that dart as if to say, you didn't do what I told you to do. It was double 12. Round the houses.
20.
And I think he missed 12s and 8 and double 6 because he wasn't thinking that he was going to need them at that visit.
Well, that is a missed opportunity. It's the first chance we've had with darts at double for a break of throw. Joe Cullen missed all 3.
Keane Barry is 9-5 up on Kim Huybrechts on board 5. Very nearly into the hat once again. The youngster from Ireland who's had a very good start to 2024. As for Northern Ireland, Josh Rock is 6-4 up, and our friend Patrick from the Netherlands still haven't figured out how to say his second name.
Yeah, well, it's already been said about 15 different times today by various people. 100 average this afternoon for Mr. Jerez.
Just call him Pat.
I think it's the 16th different pronunciation. That is the third 180 from Joe Cullen, and they've come in consecutive legs. The motor is starting to get going for Joe Cullen.
Oh no! As soon as he threw that, he just said get out of the air, but it didn't.
85.
Could be catastrophic, that. Smith, if he gets a shot at the bull, might take the lead for the first time. But he doesn't get a shot at the bull.
97. Joey requires 16.
Double 8s. Double 4.
12.
Oh, Joe Cullen.
Michael requires 24.
Got a problem here. Michael Smith leads this game of darts by 4 legs to 3, and it is because Cullen has started to miss doubles.
And it was hitting a double that got him off track. Now his problem is that Michael Smith is a great front runner. When he gets his nose in front, if he accelerates, he could be
59.
as much as 7-3 up at the break.
Yeah, he's not got going yet, Michael Smith. His average right now is just below 95, and yet he's 4-3 up. Now, he could, probably should be 5-2 down with the way this has gone.
I will say one thing, I'm a big fan of this new Michael Smith shirt. I love the front.
It's not wildly different to his previous shirts, is it?
Yeah, it's just
40.
a bit edgier. I like it. World champion should have a strong dart shirt.
Fashion correspondent Paul Nicholson
95.
there.
Well, it reminds me of an old Australian rules football shirt from the Victorian squad. It used to have a V for victory on the front. And it's a positive message.
109.
He's looking for V tonight to get himself a chance at Saturday.
89.
And all of a sudden, he's starting to boss this game.
3 darts in hand, looking at double 10.
134.
He'd back Michael Smith more than most players on the planet
required 20.
to get the leg wrapped up.
Double 5.
Game shot
That shuts the door on Cullen.
Michael Smith.
Very well done.
The
The pace of this game is so perfect. Hugh Ware, our referee, is
99.
contributing brilliantly to this match to allow it to flow. And I remember that game
85.
that Michael Smith and Cullen had at the Slam, and a lot of people, including your colleagues at Sky, were saying the referee
96.
contributed so well to it, to allow it to flow and flow and flow, and there was just no time to breathe. It was that good.
Yeah, this is the pace these two want to play at. We
98.
talked about it this afternoon, where sometimes players can get wrapped up in a very speedy opponent's pace, and it doesn't help them. You yourself said you struggled with that in the past with the likes of Ricky Evans, but these two are quite happy playing at this pace. They're quick to the oche, they're quick while they're there, they're quick to retrieve their darts, and it's just bang, bang, bang. And to be honest, it makes a couple of mid to low 90s averages look even more appealing. It feels better than the standard actually is.
93.
Cullen is desperate to get in at 5-5, and then they can just have a best of 9 from there.
105. Joey require 117.
1 treble required, which he has. That leaves tops. Cullen misses high. This
require 170.
is a tiny, tiny chance. No, too tiny.
60.
That one had some sauce on it. It was
Joey
so high.
require 40.
This is going for the highest double.
Game shot
And there it is, 5-4. Cullen has a chance to be level at the break, but he must break Michael Smith to do so. We have another name in the next round, and his name is Keane Barry. Kim Huybrechts has been swashed out of the tournament.
180.
Well, Michael Smith, having built up that 2-leg advantage, does not want to see it eroded away to nothing at the end of this opening session. Kicks off 180. Cullen will feel he deserves to be level in this game. He's not, because he's missed doubles in a couple of legs back to back.
96. $140.
Only a max will do here for Cullen. He just misses out, and that's why there's that silent scream of frustration. 85 for Smith with no need to go for the bullseye. So he can set it up and give himself 3 clear darts to take a 6-4 lead into the second session of the match.
Considering Cullen's had plenty of opportunities to win legs,
145.
6-4 down would not be great news. But 6-4 down he's going to have to take. When he comes back after the break, he's going to have to get a hold of Michael Smith. with his throw in leg 11. If he's broken immediately, he's got a really big job on his hands. Stay with this game. We'll be back in 2 short shakes.
Blue is the heart that yearns to explore.
Right then, we will see this through to the conclusion. Michael Smith 6, Joe Cullen 4. Cullen with the higher average, but only 25% on the doubles, compared to Michael Smith, who has hit half his darts at double. But we were in a similar position in our previous game with Danny Noppert and Gabriel Clemens, and the break in the game, something changed, because Noppert managed to keep on scoring very well and started to improve his doubles, and Clemens faded. If we see something like that in this game, Joe Cullen could yet turn it around.
Game on.
This is such a vital leg, though. If he was to lose this and be broken immediately,
83.
Michael Smith will see the finishing line. And it might not take him that long to get there because of the pace of the match.
Well, to be honest,
60.
Michael Smith's walk-on took about as long as that first 10 legs. It has rattled along this game. There's
96.
no time to dwell on the mistakes from Cullen.
Well, I hate to get on my soapbox, but I'm going to do it anyway. But there's this trend of selfies and signing stuff on walk-on. Just get on the stage, will you? You've got a job to do. Selfies and signing stuff can happen later.
That's just because you didn't have anybody who wanted your autograph, Paul.
Totally. I didn't even do fist bumping. We have another name in the next round. It's Kevin Dutz. Daniel Closer of Germany has failed in 16 legs. Dutz with a new fringe and very, very good arsenal is in the hat. A very, very good dart player.
Yeah, he seems to be getting better as well. Made some strides, reached his first Pro Tour final back end of last year. Gave a great account of himself. Worried Michael Smith at the World Championship. Now Cullen, double 18 for double 16. Lovely shot, brilliant shot. Love the route. You've got a chance of getting the double 18. You just throw it high. You're aiming for the single, but if it gets in the double, you've got double 16 rather than the bull. It is brilliant thinking. More players should do it.
57.
That's the kind of thing Johnny Clayton does. Seen him on the old 104, 18 double 18 bull.
Yeah, well that's just silly.
100.
That is 180 number 4 for Cullen. He went on a little spree of hitting them in the first session, 3 legs running.
94.
Another little spree like that could help turn this game around.
Yeah, he's a big Man U fan, is Joe Cullen, and he's got to go Rasmus Højlund on Michael Smith at the minute. He's got to go frenzy in hitting the back of the net. Well, the thing is that Michael Smith has not played well since the break. Cullen has really got to take advantage of this, because if this lean spell from Bully Boy continues for 3-4 legs, he could be in the wind.
100. Joe, you require 120.
6 darts from here. This is a luxurious position. Double top.
80.
You can afford to miss that one, with Smith not even down to a finish.
He is now, and it's very small. So don't mess around on the outer ring, and you'll have a level game. And you'll have the darts back. Everything has gone to plan for Cullen since the break. And now we have best of 7. This is about to get very interesting between these two again. Just like it is with Johnny Clayton and Tim Volters on board 6. That's 7 all.
Mike De Decker 8-5 up on Richard Veenstra, averaging 96. Jose de Souza only leading 6-5 against the Dane, Benjamin Royce.
58.
And Josh Rock, 9-5 up on Patrick Gerhardt, averaging 99. Not bad for a young lad who's been ruined by the media attention, I might say.
I think he might have benefited from the fact that all the media attention has gone elsewhere. Now he can just play darts again.
We shall see. Josh Rock, who was great at the Grand Slam, remember. It was only a come from behind win from James Wade that denied him a spot in the very late stages of that tourney. He was looking like one of the most dangerous players in it.
Joe Cullen didn't even try to qualify for that tournament.
No, he didn't. Big year for Cullen, you feel, as he looks to just re-establish himself amongst the very, very elite. Not really in the discussion for the Premier League.
Just needs to win again. Doesn't matter what it is. It would be nice for it to be a big tournament like this. He's not going to take the 95 for the 7-6 lead, but getting a win this year must be priority one.
Well, this to stop Cullen going into the lead, and it's snuck in the corner of the double 11. The bully boy bites back in this one just to stop the rock star from getting in front.
Remember what I was saying? Prior to Gabriel Clemens hitting a single 15 and going for double 10 in the previous match. Think about double 11 for a second and what Michael Smith has just done. He's gone for the bottom third of double 11, taking out the risk of hitting 14 or double. If you hit the double 8, you still got double 3. Just think about these things. These world-class players are eliminating certain shots which could ruin your match.
They're not just throwing it in the general area of the target. They're looking at specific bits. Some do it more than others.
93.
I think Cullen, when he goes for double 16, he earmarks the top third because he feels it might be more positive with that shot. But this is a positive effort.
Oh, it's lovely, double 16. Oh, what a shot, Michael Smith. He would have wanted to stay on the treble 18, but in a split second decided the lie wasn't good. He was in danger of going into the 4 if he got a deflection. Switches to the treble 14, double 16. Quick thinking, done so quickly, it doesn't affect his rhythm.
What we've seen in the last 4 legs has been Cullen, like a pitcher on the mound, getting strikes. And then all of a sudden, Smith just finds the middle of the bat and knocks it out the park.
Yeah, Cullen came out firing at the start of this second session, won 2 legs in 28 darts. And then Michael Smith, just at the point where Cullen had got the advantage in the game, he was in the driver's seat, he had the throw and it was level. Smith has hit back with 13 darter, 12 darter.
Got every right to scratch your head, Joe. Because via that maximum, he's not in front anymore. This is a hard out. But it's possible on 16s for him. Oh, what a riposte from the rock star. This game has gone into overdrive.
We've got a classic here. 2 of the biggest names in the game playing fabulous stuff. The worst leg since the break has been a 15 darter. Since then, 13, 13, 12, 12. And every single time the opponent has been right there, ready to strike.
What is it about these two playing each other? It's like Newcastle versus Liverpool 1996 every time they play.
$100.
4 perfect darts to start the leg, and Smith, you saw from the reaction, the way that he's been thrown over the last few minutes, he quite fancied following it up with another maximum. But he is still in a great position here.
His first dart has been so good in the last 3 or 4 legs. And we know what he's like when he gets that right.
96.
These streaks, these bursts that Michael Smith is producing right now, 20 for tops. Not found. Now this could be another massive blow to swing it.
Well, had he hit that, that would have been nuclear.
43. Michael, you require 20.
Cullen knows he's going to have to win from a 2-leg deficit. Or will he? Or will he? 127 to bring us level and take us into best of 3.
Dreadful dart from Michael Smith at the double 5, treble 19 and bull for Joe Cullen. He does not get a shot.
59.
Frustration for both men. Smith back to the 20 that he made such a mess of in the previous visit.
15.
That is just as bad as the shot of double 5. Second game in a row we've seen somebody hit a 15 on double 10. 68 for Cullen. Will it be this time?
36.
Oh, it's just like that Premier League winning dart, just on the outside.
so good for the last few legs. And then Cullen has taken 9 darts to get down from 170. Only got 1 dart at double and couldn't get the job done. And Michael Smith finally grabs the leg. For all the brilliant legs we've seen leading up to that, it is a scrappy one that might be key in seeing the world number 3 book his place in the next round.
I just wonder, Dan, if Cullen mentally would be more prepared for this situation had he not had a dart at double in the previous leg. That missed opportunity might just dent his confidence a bit too much in his quest for 3 straight to win 10-9. It's going to be a really hard ask. However, he has got the throw in 2 of the 3 possible legs.
He has, but he's effectively lost the darts here. Mind you, Michael Smith isn't punishing
45.
at all.
It just seems that the 140s have dried up. He's finding himself on numbers like 259 and 266, whereas you want to be on 221 and things like that. It's got to be good from here. In fact, it's got to be faultless.
180 number 5 for Joe Cullen. He's averaging about 4 points more than Michael Smith. He's been doing that pretty consistently through this match.
100. Joey requires 79.
Can't miss. Double top.
59.
But he does miss, and Michael Smith can put him away without any more stress if this 76 goes.
To wrap it up, he'll get 1 dart. The target is tops. And the target is missed by Michael Smith. Match dart goes begging.
Make him pay for that miss. Double 5 for Joe.
15.
He's missed it too, and he doesn't expect to come back.
There have been periods of brilliance from both men in this game. And right at the end, it got a little bit messy, but Michael Smith manages to come through. He beats Cullen once again at the UK Open. Not quite as close as it was when he beat him in a last leg decider 10-9 a few years ago. But despite the lower average, despite being second best, certainly in the scoring stakes for chunks of that game, he is a little bit more clinical than the rock star. And the bully boy, the world number 3, is through to round 5. He's in the hat for the draw later. And coming up, it's the all-Aussie clash between the 2 World Cup winners, Simon Whitlock and the Heat